All right, guys, welcome back again to another video. This is going to be part 4 of my little rebuild refresh series that I'm doing with the Jeep. Let me show you kind of, guys, what we have going on. It is the same day that I'd filmed the other video for the wheels and tires, so if it looks like I'm still in the same outfit and everything, it is. This one probably will get finished today, and then part 5 will be the last part of the build, and that piece should be here in a couple days. So I'll kind of show you what we got here. So we'll open it up, but let me get in here and open it up. It is a bed rack for the Jeep. And now this one is the cheapest one that I could find. The other stuff I was kind of doing kind of a little bit budget, not necessarily the cheapest. But for the bed rack system, this one is the cheapest. I'll go ahead and open it up and kind of show you. But the name of it is Hooke Road, I guess. Just found it on Amazon. Most of the bed racks and all that stuff that I was looking at were pretty expensive, and I didn't really want to spend that much on just a bed rack. So this one came in at about 460 bucks. And it should do the job. I was looking at other things like the Billy bars, but even Billy bars, was just the 2 bars. They were wanting like 600 bucks for that. I really like the extrusion racks because they kind of have the sides that you can open up, which would be pretty beneficial, which was nice. But those kind of like the build that I was looking at, the setup was about 1,300 bucks. And then the other racks that are going to be similar to like this one, that are not modular or anything like that, they all kind of, if they're from a name brand like RCI or something like that, they all run in like the $600 to $1,000 range, depending on who you go with. So it's just a rack. It's just going to be there to hold, well, you'll see it here in the next video, but basically just going to be there to hold a rooftop tent that I'm going to go back to. So I may be able to mount my traction boards to it maybe, or something like that, just to get them out of the way of the bed. But I didn't need anything crazy, so I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of money on just a rack that was just going to sit there. Plus, I may be taking it on and off with the tent. We'll see how that setup goes. But I'm going to go ahead and open it up, get started like assembling this thing. Go ahead and lay it down here in the middle. Feels pretty heavy. Definitely in the 100-pound range, probably. So I'll see if I set up the whole rack here on the ground, or if I start assembling it on the actual truck. Pretty easy. It's just like a big old erector set, basically. Just gotta start putting pieces together. All right, so I got all the bases unpackaged. So everything came nicely wrapped, nicely packaged. Nothing looks to be scraped up or rusting already. I know some people have opened up theirs things and said that theirs have already had kind of like rust even coming just from being brand new. But what's nice is I'm going to work on next is, it comes with these little foam pads, and they kind of just go onto the base right there. And then that's what lays on top of your bed rail. So it's a nice foam pad, so less vibration and stuff like that in there. So I'm going to get to putting those on. And then I think I'll probably back the Jeep up in here and start assembling it on the Jeep, because individually these parts are pretty light. They actually don't weigh that much, but all together it's going to be pretty heavy. So I think I'll assemble it on the actual Jeep itself, probably. All right, so got one of them done. It's just kind of loosely mounted, so I can still adjust it. But I don't know if I said or not, but basically I went with it's like, I think a 12.2 inch height. So I went with more of a mid-rise here. So if you can see the top of the Jeep, hopefully with the tent on there, it should sit about level probably. Maybe a tad bit higher, which I'm okay with, but I'm gonna start getting the other 3 done, or the other 2 done. And so we can tighten it up and start putting on the other crossbars and stuff like that, and everything that holds the whole structure together. All right, so I got the 3 bars up. I guess technically I could probably use 2 if I wanted to, but we're gonna use the 3. And so everything's kind of loosely in place right now, so I can kind of move it. Now we're gonna work on doing, these are the middle sections. It'll kind of go straight down the middle to hold it all straight. And then there's gonna be some side pieces that go there so you can mount stuff, roto packs, max tracks, traction boards, whatever you want to them. So we'll move on to the next step here. Well, all right, here we go. Got the rack all finished up. I didn't really want to film a step-by-step. It's very easy, kind of just like an erector set. You're just gonna put each piece together and put on the bolts. Took me probably about 2 hours, only because there is, I think it said 80 or 90 of these bolts, and you use every single one of them, man. There's just bolts everywhere holding this thing down. But it is super solid. It doesn't even move. Again, quality looks good on it. I would say it's not powder coated. I would say it's got maybe some kind of a bed liner type of thing because it feels a little bit rubbery. Got a feel to it, but I like the way it looks. And again, I went with the 12-inch, so it's like a mid-height rack. And I'm hoping it'll put my tent sitting just right at level of my top, or maybe slightly above, which will be okay too. But the whole setup is looking good. It's nothing like an overland rig with a bed rack and soon to come a tent. Again, I didn't want to go with the most expensive rack. If you guys have seen any of my videos or follow me along, this probably is not going to be the end all be all setup I get. I definitely like to try out different setups and everything like that. So at 450 bucks, this rack seems pretty good, pretty quality, sturdy. It'll move the whole truck. It should handle the tent no problem. It does give me a little bit of places again to mount some max tracks if I want, or my traction boards, or roto packs if I wanted to, which I'm not really sure. I may get like an axe and shovel type thing to mount out there to make it quick and easy to get to, and then probably my traction boards, just because it'll put them out of the way, which would be nice. Not that I really ever use them, but if I had to, at least they're up here, and then if they're all muddy and stuff like that, I put them back and they're up here, not that they're in the back with all my other gear and stuff like that. But so far, very happy. Again, stay tuned. This is part 4. Part 5 will be next. And then I'll probably do a complete walk around video of the whole setup with all the changes and everything like that. So again, stay tuned guys. Next video coming up shortly.